first thing you do is you want to turn on your oxygen generator and your acetylene gas. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to make sure that the torch is off, so we're not leaking gas into the area. We're going to come over and we're going to work on this. This is, come on up close. This is our setup for casting. The first thing we do is put the proper crucible in there. Put our casting mold that's now in here. This is at 948 degrees, and so we're going to bring it out here. It is okay to cast between 6 and 950 degrees, in that range. And we found that casting at the higher level is actually better for coming out with a good casting result. Alright, so we're going to open our kiln. We'll grab our silver mold. Alright, and we're going to put it into our casting machine, into the cradle. Okay, and then we're going to bring over our clamp, and we're going to clamp it down, and so it doesn't take off when we cast. There it is. It doesn't have to be super tight. It just has to be on there. Now I'm going to get the crucible over here, which is hot because I've actually preheated it to open up the back end of it, so I got to handle it with tweezers, the big tweezers. And then we're going to put this in our cradle, in this sled. This is a sled, and what it does is hold the actual metal that we're going to use to cast. There it is. Now we use oxygen and acetylene to melt the metal. Like I did in the beginning of the video, I turned on the oxygen and acetylene. So this is called a reduction torch. This is really old school. This goes back at least 60 years, maybe more. With my father, this is one of the original. Shows you how good we used to make things in this country. These are craftsmen, all right? But you use any kind of reduction torch. It's a tip. It's not a cutting torch, all right? And we're going to create a reduction. It's called a reduction flame, all right? The first thing is we pick up the torch and we put our thumb between the two valves. Then we put our right foot on the curve, and we put our left foot close to our right foot. Then we put our torch on top of the kiln. This makes it so, we point it upward, makes it so it's into the vacuum. We have a vacuum back there that pulls all the fumes away when you light it. Then you pick up your striker. You always hold the striker with your thumb on the cup. Then you come over and you crack open your acetylene, you pull the torch toward you, you light it and push it away. You add some more fuel, and then you add some oxygen. Then you add some more fuel, and you add more oxygen. You want to make it roar like a dragon. Okay? So that's about the flame you need right there. The reduction flame is not a sharp point, it's feathered, and it will melt your metal. Then without backing up, you pull the torch towards you, and you balance the torch on the side of the kiln, and you point it to the center of your metal in the crucible. And you pick up your stir stick, and you preheat it by putting it into the flame flash. You don't put your stir stick on the crucible itself because it tends to stick. It'll make it move around in a way that's not good. Alright? So now we're melting. The stir stick, by the way, is not glass. It actually looks glass, has translucent, but it's a metal mineral. It's a mineral. And when you put it into, you know, you're getting to melt seriously now. When you put it into the crucible to stir your metal, it actually cleans your metal. And it forms a coating over the top of it. All right, we're melted. We're ready to cast. Go ahead and walk back. Put our stir stick back up on top of the kiln. And what I'm going to do is pull back on the blue wick. You hear that click? All right, now we're ready to cast. I'm going to step out, put my elbow on each duct and let go. I'm below the level of the... below the level of the casting machine barrier. Once it whips around, you're done. You can stand up right away. Just that initial couple of turns on the machine that makes it so that you have to duck. But you have to get your head below the level of the machine barrier. Okay? And that's really important. Then you turn your torch off. You can actually take this and dip it into some water very briefly. It cools it off, so it makes it so that when you cast the next piece, it won't backfire on you. That's it. Get it? Got it? Good.